So, Coach D'Lo.
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
How you doing?
So, you're guidance counselor.
Yep.
You're a coach for a bunch of teams.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's go into being a guidance counselor.
Okay.
What do you do as a guidance counselor?
Well, I'm a middle school guidance counselor, so it's a little different than high school guidance. My job, whereas a high school counselor, it's very academic based. Mine is some academic based. It's very emotional, social based, dealing with a lot of parents, because the kids are young. Don't forget, they're 11, 12, 13, sometimes a little younger. Now, of course, when I was a kid, we didn't have it, but now you deal a lot with social media. So you're talking about like not even Facebook or Twitter. That's for old people. That's like for people like me.
Yeah.
But what they usually use is like Instagram. They'll use their fake Instagram, which is a Finstagram they call it.
What?
Snapchat.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, and other stuff that I don't even know. Like they'll come in and ask me a question. They leave and I check. I Google. I'm like, what the heck is this? Because I don't know. But we deal a lot with that. You know, a lot of like little cyberbullying stuff. I deal a lot with kids are more open now as far as sexual orientation is concerned. When I was a kid, nobody said a word. Now, and I think it's a good thing where kids they're figuring out their sexuality a little bit earlier. They're talking about it, I should say. Kids are kind of aware as they're growing up, but they never used to say anything. Now they're starting to talk about it a little bit earlier because it's a little more accepted. And that's what I deal with a lot, really, to be honest with you, and a lot of paperwork. It's definitely interesting. Everything changes every day. It's a cool job. The kids are fun. In our school, we have good kids. We really have good kids. We have, you have kids that you're always going to have a good 15 or 20% that are doing quote unquote bad things, but for the most part we have good kids. So I'm lucky in that regard, being in this district where we have good kids and good parents. There are some districts where you're focusing so much on discipline and so much on where they're talking to parole officers or kids are getting pregnant, especially in middle school. Knock on wood, I haven't had really met much of that in my almost 18 years, so I've been lucky with that.
You don't have to give me anything specific, but like, what was like a huge challenge for you? Like one incident that was like, oh crap, like what do I do with this kid? Who do I go to maybe for advice?
I've had a lot of those. Earlier in my career, where I didn't kind of know the rules, I guess. I had a young lady who's probably like 27 now, to be honest with you. But at the time, she was like 12 or whatever. Dad was an alcoholic. Mom was not around. I believe she passed away, but I don't remember. And her aunt was around. So her aunt had her own issues too. So they found out she didn't live in the district. I knew at the time that Dad was working on getting an apartment here, but he was such a screw up. That could be 6 months before he got something. And he didn't have the money either. It was like a whole thing. And she used to wear the same clothes almost every day. And she was in my office every day. I used to give her food, and it was a whole thing. We've had kids like that. I've had kids that have been sent to Stony Brook Hospital Psychiatric Center because they're cutting themselves or they've tried to commit suicide. I've had probably 20 of those. I had two kids who were beat up by their parents, their mother actually. Their mother beat them up, came in with bruises all over her body. I want to go to court, almost like like Law and Order. I was on the table testifying because the dad wanted custody. It's a big deal, So being on the stand is scary. I was probably only like 27 at the time, so I was scared out of my mind. So yeah, I have a lot of that. Divorces, a lot of divorces. Divorce isn't so much the issue; it's how it's handled. Mm-hmm. So that stuff happens all the time too. It's very interesting.
Do you watch the show Shameless?
Yep, love the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Stanko, move your butt. Let's go. Come on, are you kidding me? Come on, Damon, get better than that now. You gotta be kidding me. That's the best. Come on! I didn't start coaching until my second year. I was assistant freshman coach for about 5 years. Then I became the head freshman coach for like 2 years. Then I was assistant JV coach for a year, the head JV coach for like 6 years, and now I've been the head varsity coach. This is my 4th year.
So what's your job as a coach?
As far as varsity football is concerned, I'm the head coach, I'm the offensive coordinator, I am the strength and conditioning coach, I am the equipment manager, I'm the ball boy, the budget guy, I order the helmet stickers, I order the uniforms, I make sure the kids have all their physicals, I plan out practice. You think it's all full football,
yeah.
It's not. It's meeting with parents, it's booster clubs, it's figuring out how to fundraise, it's the shirts that they're wearing. It's yesterday I was in here, we have a huge water cow. That's basically where the kids come up and they drink water out of it.
Yeah.
We had the old one when you were here, which is like all rusted and infested. They're dying from it. So I said, I can't do this anymore. This is disgusting.
Yeah.
We got a brand new one. So
cool.
We have a new one, which is cool. It's nice. It's neat, actually. It's pretty cool. It has its own cooling thing. It's like pretty cool. So I put that together last week. And I finished it yesterday. I was putting equipment together yesterday. I'm going to paint the locker room. I was organizing the equipment room last week. It's 800 degrees in there. I'm organizing that. making sure the field's aligned, to make sure we have the goalposts that are up, and then text messaging back and forth with the kids. One kid has a pinched nerve, another kid's transferring in from North Babylon, so I was talking to his mother about that. I called her, sat with the athletic director on that one yesterday. I don't get paid for that. All that stuff I just told you, I don't get paid. I get paid from the first day of training camp, which is August 14th, to the end of, till whenever our season ends, November 1st, and then if you go to playoffs, then you get paid a little extra for playoffs. I probably get paid, before taxes, it's about, last year I think it was $9,600. That was coaching. So after taxes, what does that come out to? $6,000, $7,000? 1 year I averaged that each coach, myself and another coach, we volunteer almost 400 hours volunteering to coach. So tell me somebody who's going to volunteer 400 hours and not get paid for it. So when a parent calls and complains about something, I don't have a lot of patience for it. That's the part that I struggle with. You know, you get to that point where you say to yourself, right, I've been doing 400 hours volunteering. You know, maybe I should try to get paid for this, doing something else. Or is it worth my time? But the kids, you know, the kids are great. I can't complain about the kids. The parents have been okay with me. My athletic director is outstanding. He's done everything I've ever asked. He's been great. So I do have it good here. I can't complain. I can only imagine other places where you love the game so much, but the rest of it's horrible. But I'm lucky enough where I have it here, where, you know, I have a good core around me. My coaches are really good guys. They're very family oriented. They're positive guys. They're good for kids. They're good role models. We try to hire coaches that are good role models. It's to show them what it's like to, you know, to have a family and to be a good guy and to do the right thing. You know, we value trust, we value accountability, we value responsibility, we value being on time, dressing the right way, looking the right way, you know, doing the right things at the right time, character. We try to value that, we try to stress that as much as possible.
So what brought you here today? You know, give me a little timeline.
All right, so I graduated high school in 1993. I went to Sacred Heart University in Connecticut, played football there for a couple of years. Not because I was good, it's because they had just started a program and they needed people. And then when I was getting my butt kicked left and right, I figured, all right, well, I'm not going to pro, so what am I going to do? So I graduated with a degree in psychology. I minored in elementary education. And I had done student teaching in West Haven, Connecticut. And I hated it. So I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to go get my master's degree. I applied. I went into NYU, New York University, in Manhattan, and I said I'm going to get a master's in education, and I'm going to be a social studies teacher. I was at the time in the summers I was working for Eastern Suffolk BOCES. I was a substitute, so I knew a couple people. I wound up getting my student teaching out in Port Jefferson, the old Port Jeff High School. All right, great. I go there. I start doing it. I hate it. Physically hate it. So I'm saying to myself, all right, well, what am I going to do? I have all these credits. I have all these education credits. I don't like. What am I supposed to do with this? Happened to be subbing one day in BOCES. I'm talking to some guy I don't even know, and we were talking about what we were doing, and he says, you know, I'm going to go be a guidance counselor. I said, really? I said, yeah. I said, guidance. So I looked into it. So I thought about it overnight. The next day, I changed all my classes. I called up. You had to call up at the time, and I took myself out of all the education classes and enrolled in guidance counselor classes. And I wound up, by default, getting a master's in educational psychology, which is like a teaching master's. It's like a secondary degree. And I got a master's, and it's a minor. It was specializing in learning and developmental psychology, how kids learn, why they learn, how they develop, what makes them tick, basically. And then along the way, I got a master's in counseling and guidance. So the degrees were sort of similar, which posed a problem because some of the classes I took for the one degree were the same classes I take for that degree. And I fought with them. I said, well, I'm not taking the same class twice because I didn't have the money. I had to actually go talk to the president of the university in order for them to allow me to bypass certain classes because I had already taken them and graduate. So I wound up. How are you?
That's okay.
So I wound up getting 2 master's degrees in 3 years.
All right.
And the first place that offered me a job was Comac. I applied to a bunch of places. I decided, all right, I'm going to work on Long Island. My parents were here. My dad, unfortunately, passed away a few months earlier, so I wanted to make sure my mom was okay. And so what I did was I said, all right, they had a book of all the districts on Long Island. So I said, all right, I'm going to go from basically Brooklyn to Montauk, and I'm going to apply to pretty much every single school, unless it's like super, super small and I know I'm not going to get a job, or it's like, I didn't care. If it was a ghetto, it didn't matter to me. You know, within reason, I was going to apply. So I literally applied to probably about 85 schools. I believe there's like 100 districts at the time, or 98 districts at the time on Long Island. I applied to like 85 of them. First place that offered that I got an interview with, one of the first places was Comac. So I go in, Now, don't forget, at the time, I was bodybuilding at the time too. So I had done Mr. Connecticut. I had done a bunch of other local shows. I did a show in Madison Square Garden. They had a little theater. I did a show, and I did a show in Massachusetts. So I had done a bunch of them.
So this is you, what year was this?
This is 1997. Just graduating college. I was 21 years old, about ready to go to NYU. And this is in Connecticut. This is the Mr. Connecticut 1997. So I came in third. I think I'm one of the most muscular. What's funny is when you're that young, it's so important to you. And now I couldn't tell you where the trophy is. I have no idea. Fitness is important to me. Walking around in my underwear flexing is not so important to me anymore.
So way back in 2011, I was on JV football with you.
Yes.
You're a great coach. But
did you try to walk to Brentwood that time?
I walked a lot, yeah.
You were one of those guys that would never say it. Like, you didn't talk. You know, you didn't say much. And you were like a coach. I don't want to blow your head, but coach's dream in the sense that if I asked you to do something, you do it to the best of your ability. Now, it may not be the best you've ever seen, but it was the best of your ability. And as a coach, that's all you can ask for. You know, a lot of times coaches, they'll well, he sucks, or this guy sucks, or this or that. You know, and they don't find a place for them. When I was younger, that's how I was. Well, he just can't do it. And being a coach is more about, all right, what's his skill set? What can he do? I don't remember how I was with you guys, but I used to be a big yeller. I was a screamer and yelled and this and that and, you got to do better, like screaming all the time. And to the point where I used to lose my voice in training camp because I thought that's how a coach had to be.
You ever see Last Chance U on Netflix?
No, but I've always been wanting to see it. Shut the fuck up and you understand. I keep flipping. I'm going to watch it later and I never do. I watch something else.
Watch it.
Yeah.
I saw the whole season yesterday.
It's got to be pretty good, right?
Yeah, whole season I saw.
All right, I'm going to watch it.
It's mad good. You'll love it.
So, I don't have many superstars. You have like maybe one or two.
Yeah.
Every once in a while you get a kid who's like, oh my God, this guy's a star. So you don't get a lot of that. What you get are high school football players. I was a high school football player. I played at college, but I was there. I didn't play. I was on the team. I got my ass kicked left and right, But you could have went and done the same thing. And most kids are just high school, and that's all they want to do, and that's okay. So once as a coach you get to that point where you realize you're not Bill Parcells or you're not Vince Lombardi, and you're coaching, and what you're doing is doing more than a game. It's more than just a game. It's about life lessons and treating the kids the right way, and hopefully they learn a little bit about football along the way, but learning how to work with other people, camaraderie, character, that kind of stuff.
So ever since I've known you, you're the man when it comes to health and fitness.
Yeah, The Rock.
The Rock.
Hugh Jackman, all those guys, they take it from me.
So first I want to know what your daily life is like.
Yeah.
What do you do? What time you wake up? What do you eat? All these things.
Sure.
And then I want to know what your motivation is.
Okay. Basically, my basic routine throughout my whole life, even like during the school year. Now I'm not training for anything right now. I'm just I'm here. I usually go 5 to 6 days a week.
Yeah.
I'll train each body part twice a week. I'm in the gym probably for about an hour. If I really want to lean out, I do the Stairmaster, which I hate to death. I'll do that for a half hour a day. I got up at 4:30 in the morning. I would have some coffee because I live on coffee, unfortunately, which is not good. Bring my gallon of water, and I have an amino acid drink that I drink. Be in the gym by 5, do a Stairmaster 5 to 5:30, and then weight train from 5:30 to 6:15. Come home, take a shower, get my stuff together for the day, cook all my food, be out the door by 7:15, be at my office by 7:30. School's over around 2:45, practice starts at 3, done around 5:30, and then go home. A little minor workout at home, 15 or 20 minutes, light, nothing crazy, and then try to be in bed by 9:30 so I can get up at 4:30 to do it again. So what I generally eat, I would have egg whites and chicken, and a chicken breast with 2 pieces of toast in the morning for breakfast. Around 10 o'clock, I'd have some chicken and vegetables. Around 12:30, I'd have another chicken and vegetables. I'd have a Quest protein bar around 1:30 or so. Around 3:30, I'd have another chicken and vegetables, very monotonous, or beef, lean beef and vegetables. I usually have the carbs after I work out, so that's why if I work out in the morning, I have the toast right afterwards. At night, I'll have 4 egg whites, 1 whole egg, and some chicken or beef with vegetables and hummus. And then I'd have 1 meal a week where I eat whatever I want. Pizza, bagels, French toast, pies, cookies, whatever you want it to be. And then I would just step on the scale every couple of days. If I'm losing weight, I keep it where it's at. If I don't feel like that I'm losing enough weight, I just cut something out. And I try to drink a gallon of water a day. During the football season, I can't work out as much because I'm just too busy. I'll still do 5 days a week, but I'll probably do 45 minutes at a clip in the morning, do what I can, and then eat as good as I can. But sometimes, you'll have
a sandwich or something like that. My usually walking around weight is between 182 to 190 pounds. Today I am 180 actually, on the dot. So I'll try to drop 3 or 4 pounds by next week. So I just manipulate it basically. You asked me about my motivation. I was a fat kid. So, yeah, I was a fat kid, so.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, right. You weren't that bad. You know, I was picked on when I was younger. I always admired like the fitness kind of thing. But my motivation was I was a fat kid, but I like fitness. I don't drink, I'm not a drinker. I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I never have. As you get older, and you'll see this, what you'll start to see is people who have that lifestyle, who drink and smoke and all that, they start to look a lot older than you. But you know, we all get old, but you just try to, you hold it off as much as you possibly can.
So what advice would you give to the new generation of leaders today?
Be yourself, number one. Listen. Don't have such an ego where you don't listen to other people. Take advice from everybody else, but make a final decision. Have people around you that you trust. So if you need to bounce ideas off of somebody or some people, you can, and listen to what they're saying. Don't surround yourself with people that are going to just yes you to death and say things to you that they're going to make you feel better. Surround yourself with people that are going to challenge you, but in a positive way. I think we're entering a really awesome part of our existence now. I think that with technology, the younger generation is much more intelligent than my generation was, without question. The new leaders, I think, need to always take ideas from people that are younger, because they have their pulse on what's new and what's important and what their generation wants. But I also think it's important to listen to some of the older generation. You can't discount experience. You can't lose sight of that. I think if you lose sight of that, you miss some valuable information. I think the older generation needs to listen to the younger generation a little bit more, a lot more, I should say, not a little bit more, a lot more. And I think the younger generation needs to value some of the elder leaders, some of the older guys with experience or ladies with experience, and really just listen to what they have to say and take some of their knowledge, because I think it's going to be important to teach the kids that are going to come up, the young kids now.
Come on!